Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just back in with another lesson. This is centered around the two witnesses. And so this teaching, which I believe that I received from God directly on January 1st, 2020, is the cornerstone of my channel and my understanding of the Bible, I would say fundamentally, because it involves, linking together, other verses in the Bible and then Mystery Babylon, which is where they will be in America. So it's very important, it's the cornerstone, my quote unquote contribution, which, I believe this is very clearly the case, that the two witnesses in Revelation 11 are the two men in Acts 1:10-11. And that's only for a certain group of people to understand. But, I'm going to kind of verify that, and confirm that, in the rest of the Bible. And so I just searched for the term witness in the King James Bible, and I got 167 results. And, I read the first few, and this is the same thing that I did with hell and salvation and, other topics. And I would recommend people do that, and resurrection as well. And so, just search for the term that you're looking for, in Bible Gateway or however you want to do it. And you're going to witness, pardon the pun, the consistent narrative. There will never be an inconsistency. I do not worry about searching any word and then the God of the Bible using it in contradictory ways. As long as you have the Spirit, you can understand it. And so it's the same thing here. So I'm going to read these. And then for me at this point, again, I kind of go through these because of numerology, because we're going to see the number, 44, 77, 33, 666, and all that in these verses, because they play a central role in the last days. And, Christ's second coming, because they're going to appear with him. And so just like they were there when he was taken away, in Acts chapter 1. So Genesis 21:30, and he said, "For these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take on thy hand, that they may be a witness unto me that I dig this well." And so this term witness, you can see, is important, and it's right in the book of Genesis. Same with salvation, actually. Genesis 31:44, okay, talking about a witness. "Now therefore come now, let us make a covenant, and I and thou, and let it be for a witness between me and thee." And so 44 is an important number for God's elect. Genesis 31:48, "And Laban said, the heap is a witness between me and thee this day, therefore was the name of it called Gilead." Genesis 31:50, "If thou shalt afflict my daughters, or if thou shalt take other wives beside my daughters, no man is with us. See, God is witness betwixt me and thee." Genesis 31:52, "This heap be witness, and this pillar be witness." This pillar be witness. When these UFOs are described, they oftentimes will have a pillar, a pillar by day, and light, in the evening and that. So it's a cylindrical beam that emanates from these UFOs. And that's how I suspect the two witnesses will be brought here. This heap be a witness, and this pillar be a witness. Okay, so the two witnesses will be brought down, a beam, when the elect are taken away. "That I will not pass over this heap to thee, and that thou shalt not pass over this heap and this pillar unto me for harm." Exodus 20:16, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." You add that together, the 36:66, talking about a false witness. Exodus 22:13, "If it be torn in pieces, let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn." Exodus 23:1, "Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness." That's 23 plus 1, 24, 44. Talking about, not raising a false report. The elect are the only people that will have no guile in their mouth. They're not going to be liars. Leviticus 5:1, "And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing and is a witness, whether he has seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity." So we're called to call out the evil, okay? The world tells you, whatever, just mind your own business. This is God's business, okay? Everything that goes on this earth. Numbers 5:13, "And a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner." Talking about adultery, 5:13, 18, 666. Numbers 17:7, "And Moses laid up the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness." Numbers 17:7, yeah, that is 24, 44. and just numbers 177, 77, 14. Okay, talking about Moses and laid up rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness. So Moses and Elijah stand before God, okay, the God of the earth, because they're his two witnesses, okay, and they've been his witnesses from the time that Numbers was written, okay. And from the beginning. Numbers 17:8, and it came to pass that on the morrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness. And behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded and brought forth buds and bloomed blossoms and yielded almonds. And so that's in 17:8, 25, 55 is another number, righteous number. 44 and 55. Numbers 18:2, and thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that they may be joined unto thee and minister unto thee, but thou and thy sons and these shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. 18 times 2 is 36, 666, talking about the witnesses in the last days. Numbers 35:20, whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses, but one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. That's why God brings two witnesses in the last days. Okay, because it says here, but one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. And so the two witnesses are bringing plagues in the last days. So God doesn't change his mind. He's not going to be like in the last days, oh, I'll bring one witness. That would go against Numbers 35:30 when he's bringing death. So he brings two. Okay. Deuteronomy 4:26, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed, talking about destruction. I call heaven and earth. Okay. Deuteronomy 4F, which is 6. 2:666. So Deuteronomy 6:66. Talking about utter destruction. Deuteronomy 5:20. Neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor, into 5:20, 55. Talking about a person who will not bear false witness, which is God's elect. Deuteronomy 17:6. In the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death, but at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death. So that's in 17:6, 23, 33 in the last days. At the mouth of two witnesses. So again, this is all language that is, showing that the narrative is the same. In Deuteronomy, in Acts, and in Revelation 11, it's the same. He's not changing a single thing. And so if God brings one witness, then he'd be against his word here and everywhere, bringing those plagues. And if he were to bring 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then he'd be changing his word. Okay. So it's two men. Deuteronomy 17:7, the hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put to death, and afterward the hands of all the people. So thou shalt put away the evil from among you. And that's exactly what the job of the two witnesses is in the last days, to bring those plagues in Revelation 16. That's in Deuteronomy 17:7, 24, 44. Again, talking about these two witnesses. And that number 44 is important because of this verse, Revelation 11:4. 11 times 4 is 44. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And the precept for that is actually in the book of Zechariah, and it's 4:11. Zechariah 4:11 is the precept for Revelation 11:4. So you see the numbers. Zechariah 4:11. Then answered I and said unto him, what are these two olive trees upon thy right hand of the candlestick and upon the left side thereof? So on the side of these beams that these UFOs emanate, on the left and the right hand side of these of Christ's UFO will be the two witnesses. Okay, these two olive trees, and that's why that number 44 keeps popping up to identify them. Deuteronomy 19:15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or any sin, and any sin that he sinneth at the mouth of two witnesses, or the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established. 19 plus 15 is 34. 44 FFF 666 in the last days. Deuteronomy 19:16. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, 1 times 9 is 9. 16. 1 times 6 is 6. You rotate the 9, you get 66. Deuteronomy 66, talking about a false witness. Deuteronomy 19:18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and hath testified falsely against his brother. Verse 18. Deuteronomy 19:18. 18:666. Deuteronomy 31:19. Now therefore write this song for you, and teach it to the children of Israel, and put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. And so in Revelation, there's actually a reference to the Song of Moses. Okay. And he's one of the two witnesses. Okay. I can't say that enough. Moses and Elijah are the two witnesses that are in Revelation 11. And any other teaching is Antichrist. Okay. So that's just the way it is. And it's the way that the Bible has been doing it from the beginning. Deuteronomy 31:21. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness. So the witnesses in the last days are bringing evil. Okay, just like it says here in Deuteronomy. For it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed, for I know their imagination which they go about even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. So before God brings them into the land that he promised, God brings them into the land, not through a war or anything like that, a man-made thing. God's going to bring them there. And then so before that, he has to have a witness, and then he's going to bring these evils and troubles. Okay. And that's exactly what the Bible says in the last days. Deuteronomy 31:26. Take this book of the law and put it on the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. Okay. Joshua 22:27. But that it may be a witness between us and you and our generations after us, that we might do the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings, with our sacrifice, and with our peace offerings, that your children may not say to our children in time to come that ye have no part in the Lord. So the Israelites are very disciplined people. Okay. They're righteous people. They're humble people. Okay. The only thing they brag about is their God. That's it. Okay. That there's nothing else to talk about. Joshua 22:28. Therefore said we that it shall be, when they should when they should so say to us or our generations in time to come, that we may say again, behold the pattern of the altar of the Lord, which our fathers made, not for burnt offerings, nor for sacrifices, but as a witness between you and us and you. And so they constantly wanted reminders everywhere of covenants and promises that their God made to them, and then that they're making with other people. And so they put their life behind it. Okay. And that kind of thing. So anytime they had an encounter with God, they would put a monument there to remember that interaction with God. It's not for them. It's not anything prideful, like they name it after themselves, like this world does in these times. But that's the way they are, okay? They want everything around them to remind them of their God, every single thing, okay? Even the air that they breathe. Joshua 22:34, and the children of Reuben and the children of Gad called the altar Ed, for it shall be a witness between us that the Lord is God. So this, again, they always make these altars to remind people and themselves ultimately of interactions they've had with God. Okay. That's an amazing thing. Joshua 24:22. And the Lord said unto the people, ye are witnesses against yourselves that ye have chosen you, the Lord, to serve him. And they said, we are witnesses. Joshua 24:44. Joshua 24:27. And Joshua said unto all the people, behold, the stone shall be a witness unto us, for it hath heard all the words of the Lord which he spake unto us. It shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest you deny your God. 14. Joshua 4:4. Judges 11:10. And the elders of Gilead said unto Jephthah, the Lord be witness between us if we do not do so according to thy words. Ruth 4:9. And Boaz said unto the elders and unto all the people, ye are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Amalek's and all that was Chilion's and Mahlon's of the hand of Naomi. Ruth 4:10. Moreover, Ruth the Moabites, the wife of Mahlon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place ye are witnesses this day. Ruth 4:10, 14, 44. Short for 144. Ruth 4:11. And all the people that were in the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses. Ruth 4:11, 44. The Lord make the women that is come into thine house like Rachel and Leah, which two did build a house of Israel. And do thou worthily in Ephratah, and be famous in Bethlehem. 1 Samuel 12:3. Behold, here I am, witness against me before the Lord. Samuel 12:3. 12 times 3 is 36, 66. And before his anointed. And those are the two witnesses, okay, in the last days, Moses and Elijah. Whose ox have I taken, or whose ass have I taken, or whom have I defrauded, whom have I oppressed, or of whose hand have I received bribe to blind my eyes with, and I'll restore it to you. And so they're honest people. They don't defraud anybody because they know that their God's taking care of them. So they'll challenge people, who have I taken advantage of? I haven't oppressed anybody, and they never will. And so they won't take any bribes or anything like that. The elect have no guile in their mouth, and definitely the two witnesses will not. They're going to be the most righteous beneath Christ that you would ever encounter, you know. And so, because they have to be that righteous to have the power that's described of them in Revelation 11 and Revelation 16. 1 Samuel 12:5, and he said unto them, the Lord is witness against you, and his anointed is witness this day, that ye have not found aught in my hand. And they answered, he is witness. The righteous people. 12 plus 5 is 17. It's a good number, 17 and 14. 1 Kings 21:10, and set two men, sons of Belial, before him to bear witness against him, saying, thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out and stone him, that he may die. So it's talking about two witnesses, two men. And in the last days, we know who those are. 1 Kings 21:13, and there came in two men, children of Belial, and sat before him, and the men of Belial witness against him. 21 plus 13 is 34. 444, 666, talking about two witnesses in the last days. 2 Chronicles 24:6. 2 plus 4 is 6, 6. 2 Chronicles 6:6. Talking about a witness. And the king called for Jehoiada the chief, and said unto him, why hast thou not required the Levites to bring in out of Judah and out of Jerusalem the collection according to the commandment of Moses? Again, Moses, the servant of the Lord. And of the congregation of Israel for the tabernacle of witness. Talking about Moses, a servant of God, and talking about a witness in 2 Chronicles 6:6 with the numerology. Job 10:17, thou renewest thy witness against me, and increasest thine indignation upon me. Changes in war are against me. Talking about a witness in Job 10:17, 27. 2 sevens, 14. Job 16:8, and thou filled me with wrinkles, which is a witness against me, and my leanness rising up in me beareth witness to my face. Talking about a witness in 16:8, 24, 44. Job 16:19, and behold, my witness is in heaven, and my record is on high. My witness is in heaven. The two witnesses. Job 16:19 or 6:6 if you rotate the 9. Talking about the last days. Job 29:11, when the ear heard me, then it blessed me, and when the eye saw me, it gave witness to me. So anything that people hear and see from those two witnesses, that reflects God. And so that's why I know who the two witnesses are, and more importantly, I know who they're not. As should you at this point. Psalm 27:12, deliver me not over to the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. 27 plus 12 is 39, 99, 666. Deliver me, salvation from the enemies. And there's going to be false witnesses everywhere. And we see that even then, and then in the last days. Psalms 35:11, false witness did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not. Psalms 89:37, it shall be established forever as the moon, and as a faithful witness into heaven. And so anything these witnesses are doing, anybody who's witnessing about this God reflects that God's character. And so he has to pick people that are going to reflect his character perfectly. Proverbs 6:19, 6:6, if you rotate the 9. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. And so you'll know who the false witnesses are not, by the fact that there'll be discord amongst the brethren. And so they're not the people who are the witnesses of God. Because like it says in other parts of the Bible that God is not the author of confusion in all churches of the saints. And so a false witness speaks lies. Spinning ball of earth, and Christ was born of a man and woman, and the list goes on. Proverbs 12:17, he that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. And so speaking truth and being righteous are one-to-one. God's not going to give his truth to people who are living, disgusting lives and perverted lives. So that doesn't make sense. And that will never be the case, And so, and not now, not in the future, not in the past, never. So that's just a fact. Proverbs 14:5, a faithful witness will not lie. Okay, but a false witness will utter lies. So that's simple. Okay, so I know that the two witnesses are not anybody on this earth, because everybody else that I see teaching the Bible except for me is a liar, and I know that I'm not one of the two witnesses. So they have to be brought here. And for me personally, it's simple. And so I know within a minute or two of talking to somebody that they're not the two witnesses. Okay. And then you're also going to know within a minute or two of talking to the actual two witnesses that they are the two witnesses. Because most importantly, they're going to be righteous, like it says here, and they're going to have power because they're righteous. God can trust them. So it's going to be simple. Proverbs 14:25, a true witness delivers souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies. And so when the two witnesses are brought here, that's the moment of salvation. That's the day of salvation. Okay. And so they'll deliver souls once the true witnesses are brought here. And that number is not by coincidence. Proverbs 14:25 is 39, 999, 666, talking about a true witness delivers souls. Christ is the ultimate true witness of the Most High. And so he delivers the souls. But a deceitful witness will speak lies. And once you speak one lie, you're a liar. It doesn't matter if you only tell one or a half-truth. You're a liar if you tell a half-truth. Because that's not the truth. And so the Bible says no lies of the truth. Proverbs 19:5, a false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. And so that's what I see going on. I don't know what else to say. Everybody except me who's teaching the Bible in a public way, it's like they're known liars. Okay. And so they're going to be punished, and they're going to be punished at the hands of God's true witnesses. And that's why it's in Proverbs 19:5, 24, 44. So, and I would say at this point, it could not be any easier to discern who are the liars. I mean, the acting is terrible. Proverbs 19:9, a false witness, 19:9, you rotate that to 66. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Shall perish. Body and soul. God's going to remove all the liars. Okay. And so that's not just sores, that's body and soul. And so just know that in the last days. That's why that's in 19:9. Add that together, 28:16. Okay. Through the plagues in Revelation 16. Proverbs 19:28, an ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity. So they're going to eat it. Okay. And so God's going to give it to them. Proverbs 21:28, a false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. Proverbs 24:28, be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips. So the elect will have no guile in their mouth. Okay. That's very few people on earth. Proverbs 25:18, a man that beareth false witness against thy neighbor is a maul and a sword and a sharp arrow. Isaiah 3:9, 3:9, 999, 666. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So it's obvious. It could not be more obvious that everybody's telling lies. Like the lies are so stupid, especially the ones that are trying to break down the Bible and explain it. Isaiah 8:2, and I took unto me faithful witnesses to record Uriah the priest and Zechariah the son of Jeberechiah. And so there's again two witnesses. And so it's the same in the last days. 8:2 backwards, 2:8:16. Okay. Isaiah 19:20, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a savior, a great one, and he shall deliver them. And so it's talking about, and shall be a sign for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. In modern day, this is America. Okay. And so this is also the precept of that is Revelation 11:8. And we're going to know exactly where those two witnesses are, because that's where their dead bodies are going to lie. And so Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And so that's talking about America. And so again, there's a consistent language here in Isaiah 19:20. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. And so God's going to put two men in America, and they're going to represent him perfectly. And like it says here, it's going to be for a sign, And that sign is going to be when he appears to bring them here and take the elect away. Like it says, and he shall deliver them in that verse. Isaiah 43:9, let all nations be gathered together, and let the people be assembled. Who among them can declare this and show us former things? Let them bring forth their witnesses that they may be justified, or let them hear and say it is truth. And so this God claims to be the author of everything. the history, the present, and the future. Okay. Isaiah 43:10, ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there is no God formed, neither shall there be after me. And so this God is saying that he's the only one. Okay. So you either trust this God or you trust something else. And if you trust anything else, even yourself, God's going to destroy you. And we look forward to that. Isaiah 43:12, I have declared and have saved and have showed that there is no strange God among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, that I am God. So the people that truly witness to about this God, they have exclusive worship. And the world's going to find that offensive, that you only trust in that God. Okay. I mean, I don't care, but the world's going to find that offensive. Isaiah 44:8, fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have I not told thee from that time, and have not declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there a God beside me? Yea, there is no God. I know not any. Isaiah, that's in verse 44, talking about God's elect. Isaiah 44:9, they that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit, and they are their own witnesses. They see not, nor know, that they may be ashamed. Isaiah 44, FF 66, 9, rotated. Isaiah 666, talking about graven images and all of them being vanity. Isaiah 55:4, this again shows 55 is a good number. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. They're going to be bold, okay, because they know that God is backing them. Jeremiah 29:23, because they have committed villainy in Israel and have committed adultery with their neighbors' wives and have spoken lying words in my name, which I have not commanded them, even I now, and am a witness, saith the Lord. And so everybody's like Yahushua, Yahuwah, Yeshua, whatever. God's going to do this and that and implement this and that. If God didn't say that, whatever you're saying and I'm saying, then God's going to destroy those people. Okay. Like it says here, and I've spoken lying words in my name, which I have not commanded them. And so anybody out there teaching that two witnesses are different than what the Bible says, and what is very clearly the case, then they're Antichrist, And so, especially the people who say they are a fulfillment of that, okay? And so that's not what this God said, from the beginning in Deuteronomy, Jeremiah, Acts, and everywhere. So they're toast, ultimately, and we don't care. Jeremiah 32:10, and I subscribed the evidence and sealed it, and took witnesses and weighed him the money in the balances. We take the evidence, okay, the flat earth, God seals it, his elect, and then he brings the two witnesses. So even in this one verse, it has a sequence of the end times, and weighed him the money in the balances. And so God brings righteous judgment, to the earth. And so he starts paying people back, whatever they deserve. And so even in this one verse, it has a sequence of the end times. Jeremiah 32:12, you had that together? 44, okay. And I gave the evidence of the purchase unto Baruch, the son of Neriah, the son of Messiah, in the sight of Hanamiel, mine uncle's son, and in the presence of the witnesses that subscribed the book of the purchase before all the Jews that sat in the court of the prison. They do everything openly, okay? They show it. There's no secret, fine print or anything like that. And they're open, and they do it amongst their people. And then that word is their life, okay, is their soul ultimately. So that's the real Israelites. And that's how we know that we're interacting with one, and I don't see any. Jeremiah 32:25, and now I said unto me, O Lord thy God, buy thee the field for money, and take witnesses, for the city is given into the hand of the Chaldeans. 32:25, 5:5. Again, we see that number, and Jeremiah 3 plus 2 is 5. So Jeremiah 5:5. Jeremiah 32:44, men shall buy fields for money and subscribe evidences and seal them and take witnesses in the land of Benjamin and in the places about Jerusalem and the cities of Judea and the cities of the mountains and the cities of the valley and the cities of the south, for I will cause their captivity to return, saith the Lord. Talking about witnesses, talking about in verse 44, again from Revelation 11:4 and Zechariah 4:11. Jeremiah 42:5, then they said to Jeremiah, the Lord be a true and faithful witness between us, if we do not, even according to all things, for which the Lord thy God shall send thee to us, if we do not even according to all things. Okay, and so the actual two witnesses are going to be true and faithful in all things. Okay, and we should expect nothing less, and you will get nothing less from this God. The world will provide any two witnesses, a bunch of monsters, okay, liars. And so, yeah, you can expect garbage from them, But from this God, you should expect right here a true and faithful witness between us. Okay. Lamentations 2:13, what shall I take to witness for thee? What things shall I liken to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal thee? 2:13, 26:66, talking about a witness in the last days. Micah 1:2, hear all ye people, hearken, O earth, and all that therein, and let the Lord God be witness against you, the Lord from his holy temple. Talking about witnesses. Okay, and they're going to be holy, and that's in verse 12, 12 disciples. Malachi 2:14, again in verse 14. Yet say ye, wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and thy wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. Again in verse 14, talking about witnesses. Malachi 3:5, and I will come near to you in judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and in false swears, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages. God does care about people's wages, minimum wage. The widow and the fatherless, that turn aside the stranger from his right, and fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts. So God is going to bring this judgment, and he's going to execute that through his two witnesses. Matthew 15:19, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornication, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. You add it together, 15 plus 19 is 34, 444 FFF 666. And so God's two witnesses, the real two witnesses, are not going to be murderers, adulterers, fornicators, thieves, or liars. And they're definitely not going to be blasphemers who blaspheme the Holy Spirit and say that Christ was born of a man and woman. Okay, so we know who the two witnesses are. Let me remind people again, the two witnesses in Revelation 11 are the two men in Acts 1:10-11, and it's Moses and Elijah. Okay, and any other teaching is Antichrist. Matthew 18:16, but if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. Two witnesses. 18 plus 16, 34, 444 FFF 666 in the last days. And those three witnesses is Christ with the two witnesses. Okay, so the Most High sends three witnesses, okay, in the last days, that his word, like it says here, every word may be established. Okay, we have not seen a fulfillment yet of Revelation 11. Okay, not a single word of it. And again, anybody who teaches anything different than what I'm saying here is Antichrist. And you're finished. You're stupid. Matthew 19:18, he said unto them, which Jesus said, thou shalt not do murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Okay. Matthew 19, 1 times 9 is 9, 1 plus 8 is 9, 9, 9, 6, 6. Talking about bearing false witness. Matthew 23:31, wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Matthew 24:14, 2:4, and the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So when is the gospel going to be preached in all nations? It tells us actually in Revelation 14:6. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, to preach to them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. And so it's going to be in the sky, okay? And it's going to be by angels. And then after that, God's going to do his final battle in Armageddon, destruction. And so then the end will come. So the gospel is not going to be preached by man. Okay, so anybody preaching the gospel on a live stream or whatever and saying that they're fulfilling the gospel being preached, then they're Antichrist. All you should be doing, anybody out there, is demonstrating to the world that you're not deceived. Okay, then you could be a part of God's elect. Matthew 26:59, now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death. Matthew 26:60, okay. 66, Matthew 6:66. But found none, yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. And the last came two false witnesses. So in the last days, there's going to be false witnesses. Okay. Matthew 26:62, and the high priest arose and said to them, answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witness against thee? Matthew 26:65, then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, he hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witnesses? Behold, now ye have heard this blasphemy. Matthew 27:13, then said Pilate unto him, hearest not how many things they witness against thee? Mark 10:19, Thou knowest the commandments: do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, defraud not, honor thy father and mother. This is a big part of their life, okay? That's why this world is extremely different and completely opposite to the way the Israelites ran their economies and societies. They're not liars, okay? Because they know that once they tell a lie, their God sets himself against those people, okay? So they don't lie, first and foremost. Mark 14:55, and the chief priests and all the council sought for witness against Jesus to put him to death and found none. Again, you have that number 55. Mark 14:56, for many bear false witness against him, but their witness agreed not together. And so that's another way that we're going to know that those people are liars, because the two witnesses, whoever they are, if they disagree with each other, then that's a false witness. Okay. For many bear false witness against him, but their witness agreed not together. And so if there's confusion amongst the people that say that they're the two witnesses, then they're not the two witnesses. Okay. By this verse and every verse. Mark 14:57, and there arose certain and bear false witness against him, saying, okay, 5 plus 7 is 12, plus 14 is 26, 66. Okay. And so there's a story just in the numbers. Mark 14:59, but neither so did their witness agree together. And so there'll be confusion, and just know that. Mark 14:60, and the high priest stood up in the midst and asked Jesus, saying, answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses against thee? Mark 14:63, then the high priest went to scolding and saying, what need we any further of the witnesses? Again, in Mark 15:4, it's talking about, the Pilate. Luke 4:22, and all bare him witness and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, is not this Joseph's son? Luke 11:48, truly ye bear witness that ye allow the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and ye build their sepulchres. Luke 18:20, thou knowest the commandments: do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother. Luke 22:71, and they said, what need we any further witness? For we ourselves have heard it out of his own mouth. And so that's a very important double language. God's witnesses are going to be speaking God's words out of their very mouth. And every single word is going to be measured very, very carefully by God, who's watching it, and then by everybody who's witnessing the witnesses. Okay, so they're going to be very, very proper in everything they say. Every single word, okay? And so, because again, the world is going to measure them and then hold their God to those words, okay? And so, it's the double meaning, for we ourselves have heard out of his own mouth, okay? And they're going to be the quote mouthpiece of God, okay, of Christ, who's the mouthpiece of the Most High here on earth. Luke 24:48, and ye are witnesses of these things. 24 plus 48 is 40 plus 8 is 12. Yeah, those together 36:66. Okay. Times that we live in now. John 1:7. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. And so, like I was saying just a second ago, and that's in verse 17:1:7, that these witnesses are going to bear witness of the light. So they're going to represent Christ. And so they can't argue with one another, needless to say, okay? And so John 1:8, he was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. Okay, it's talking about John the Baptist, okay, who is one of the two witnesses. Okay, and it's John 1:8, 18:666. Okay, and so John the Baptist, who is Elijah in the reincarnation, is going to be brought here again, prior to the final destruction. Okay, and because they always prepare God's way. Okay, before Christ does his grand entrance to destroy and to slay those that don't want him as their king, the translation in kingdoms that's read in Revelation 11, he sends Elijah first, okay, who's John the Baptist, and he's going to be accompanied with Moses, okay, who again stands before the God of the earth, both of them. And so those are the two seats that the disciples were arguing. Can we be on your left and right hand in power? And he said, you don't even know what you're asking, okay? And he said, it's not for you, those seats are taken, okay? And so just know that. John 1:15, John bare witness of him and cried, saying, this was he of I spoke, he that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And so the Most High created Christ, and then Christ was involved in a co-creation with what we see, and all the other souls that are out there. And so, like John is saying here, Elijah is saying that this true witness came before even him. So he's witnessing of Christ, okay? And it's the same thing in the last days. John 1 plus 15 is 16, and he's going to be doing the plagues in Revelation 16, okay? And so it's the same in the last days, okay? Elijah or John the Baptist is one of the two witnesses. John 3:11, you have to get the 14, talking about witnesses. Very verily I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. Talking about a witness. 3:11, 14, or 3 times 11, 33 in the last days. And there's a lot of people that aren't going to believe it. Those are God's representatives. John 3:26, and they came unto John and said unto him, Rabbi, he that was with thee beyond Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same baptizeth, and all men come to him. They're trying to sow discord, okay, in this kind of thing. But there's not going to be any discord or debate between Christ and his two witnesses. What Christ says goes, okay, and what the Most High says goes with Christ. There's no back and forth or anything like that. And so just know that. So John has no issues, with Christ's ministry, the way he did anything, okay. John 3:28, ye yourselves bear me witness that I said I am not the Christ, but that I am sent before him. Okay. And it's this big shocker, right? It's the same thing in the last days. John 5:31, if I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. So Christ doesn't come just tooting his own horn. So he sends his representatives, okay? The two witnesses and the 144,000. John 5:32, there is another that beareth witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesses of me is true. So they're only going to be able to say true things, okay? John 5:33, again, it's 33 in the last days. Ye sent unto John, talking about again, John the Baptist, and he bare witness unto the truth, which is Christ, okay? And so, needless to say, the people that are going to be his witnesses are going to be truthful, okay? Every word that they say, every single one, okay? They will not say a lie, the two witnesses. Even the elect will not lie, okay? The 144,000. So they're definitely not going to tell a lie and be deceptive. John 5:36, but I have a greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Father hath given me to finish, the same works that I do bear witness of me, that the Father has sent me. And so he's saying even greater than the two men that are, his right and left hand, are the works that he does, that are energized by the Most High. And so that's why we believe that he's the Son of God, because of the things that he did, not just the things that he said, and the people that he sent, okay? Who, again, they're definitely going to be righteous. And so that's in John 5:36, 36, 66 in the last days, okay? The Father hath given me to finish, okay? Talking about the end times, double meaning, as well as his sacrifice. John 5:37, and the Father himself, which hath sent me, hath borne witness of me. Ye have neither heard his voice at any time, neither seen his shape. John 8:18, I am the one that bear witness. I am one that bear witness of myself, and the Father that sent me beareth witness of me. So Christ is representative of the Father. You see that's in verse 8. If you rotate that, it looks like an infinity sign. Okay. And so there's a meaning again in the numbers, John 8:8. And so, the Most High is eternal. Okay. And he created everything. John 10:25. Then Jesus answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. John 15:27. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. Okay, and so there's a group that's been with Christ from the foundations of this world. Okay, the elect and the two witnesses. John 18:23, Jesus answered them, if I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil, but if well, why smitest thou me? John 18:37, Pilate therefore said unto him, art thou a king then? Jesus answered, thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice. Okay, so anybody out there saying that the two witnesses or anybody else, that Moses and Elijah, two men, you're not hearing that voice from Christ. Okay, you're hearing that voice from God's left-hand side. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So you're deceived, or you're deceiving. Acts 1:8, but ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost has come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem, in all Judea and Samaria, and to the uttermost part of the earth. That's in 1:8, talking about 18:666. God's elect are going to be scattered in all nations. Okay. And so this is representative of them as well. And then also the two witnesses, okay? Because during the time period of the two witnesses, the gospel is going to be preached worldwide, okay? And the two witnesses, their fame, quote unquote fame, is going to be known around the world because they're going to be bringing plagues to the entire world. And so they're going to be known. Christ being the Lord of this world is going to be known through the uttermost parts of the earth, through his elect, through the two witnesses, and through the angels. Acts 1:22, beginning from the baptism of John unto the same day that he was taken out from us, must one be ordained to be a witness with us of his resurrection. Talking about resurrection in 1:22, 23, 33 in the last days, and talking about John, baptism of John, and a witness, okay? Because he's one of the two witnesses. Acts 2:32, this Jesus hath God raised, whereof we are all witnesses, okay? Acts 2:32, 34, 444, FFF 666, when Jesus God hath raised up, okay? And then he's talking about witnesses, whereof we are all witnesses. The ye men of Galilee in Acts 1. Acts 3:15, and killed the Prince of Life, whom God hath raised from the dead, whereof we are witnesses. Okay, Acts 4:33, and with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of Lord Jesus Christ, and great grace was upon them all. Okay, and that's, again, going to be seen in the last days where they're here on this earth right now. They're going to see Christ return. Okay, and that's why that's in verse 33 as well. Acts 5:32, and we are his witnesses of these things, and so is also the Holy Ghost, whom God had given to them that obey him. Acts 6:13, and set out false witnesses, 6:13, 6:3, or backwards 36, 666. And set out false witnesses, which said, this man ceaseth not to speak blasphemous words against his holy place and the law. Okay, and that's a majority of people on this earth right now. They speak blasphemy against his holy place, his dwelling, which is his elect, and the law. Okay, now whatever, just do whatever you want, that kind of thing. God will forgive you. Acts 7:44, our fathers had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness as he appointed. Speaking unto Moses, again, talking about witness and Moses. And again, in Acts 7:44, that number keeps popping up because it relates to Revelation 11:4 and Zechariah 4:11. Acts 7:58, and cast him out in the city and stoned him, and the witnesses laid down their clothes at the young man's feet, whose name was Saul. Acts 10:39, and we are witnesses of all these things which he did both in the land of the Jews and Jerusalem, whom they slew and hung on a tree. Acts 10:41, not all people, but on witnesses chosen before God, even to us who did eat and drink with him after he rose from the dead. So they're saying, we sat with him. Okay, we know that we know that he can be resurrected, so they're hoping for that themselves in the last day. Okay, that's their hope. And so if Christ did not rise from the dead, first of all, that's not true. And then we don't have any hope to be risen from the dead, which is where we are, in hell. And so that's fundamental to our hope. Acts 10:43, to give him all the prophets witness. So, to give him all the prophets witness. Oh, so the Revelation 11, they're described as prophets having a valid testimony. Okay, and a valid testimony has to have prophecy, according to Revelation 10:19. And so, to give all the prophets witness. And so, the only true prophets in the last days are the two witnesses. Okay, and so everybody else, the elect, will just be demonstrating that they're not deceived. Okay, and then you become a candidate for salvation. To give him all the prophets witness, that through his name, whosoever believeth in him shall receive remission of sin. And so, that's important. And so let me get that verse. That's very important. That, supports what I just said. We read this verse all the time on live streams. Sorry, I got the order reversed. Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not, and thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. So a valid testimony is, listen to this, worship God. Don't say worship God, don't worship me or bring money or anything like that. For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. And so testimony and prophecy are one-to-one. And so this group, the two witnesses, are the true prophets in the last days. And the true preachers in the last days are angels. And it has to be that way because there's so much evil and deception. And so anybody else teaching anything different than that is Antichrist. Acts 13:31. And he has seen many days of them which came up with him from Galilee to Jerusalem, who are witnesses unto the people. Acts 13 plus 31. Yeah, that's 44. Okay. Talking about those of them which came up with him from Galilee to Jerusalem, witnesses unto the people. Okay. Again, that number talks about his elect and then also the 2 witnesses. Acts 14:17, nevertheless, he left not himself without witness, in that he did good and gave us rain from heaven and fruitful seasons, filling our heart with food and gladness. Talking about rain from heaven. This is power that Elijah's had. And so talking about a witness as well. And those are good numbers, 14 and 17. That's the verse numbers. Okay. Acts 15:18, and God, which knoweth the hearts, bear them witness, giving them the Holy Ghost, even as he did unto us. Acts 20:23, save that the Holy Ghost witness in every city, saying that bonds and afflictions abide me. Acts 22:5, as also the high priest does bear me witness in all the estate of the elders, from which I have received letters unto the brethren, and went to Damascus to bring them which were bound into Jerusalem for to be punished. So it's talking about witness and talking about the high priest. Okay, these are the 2 witnesses, Moses and Elijah. Acts 22:15, for thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou hast seen and heard. So they're the type that just say, I heard this from God, of course, and this is what I've seen, and they report it. It's plain. They don't add any, like Patreon this or anything like that. They just, that's all they're about. Okay, yes be yes and a no be no. Acts 23:11, and the night following the Lord stood by him, and he said, be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified to me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also at Rome. Talking about, God being represented in Rome. What's the modern day Rome? It's America. Acts 23:11-34, 444 FFF 666. Acts 26:16, but rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for his purpose. I have appeared unto thee in the sky, 2:616, 666 or 616. And a witness, unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness both of these things which thou hast seen, and of those things in which I will appear unto thee. Talking about Christ's second coming in the last days, symbolic for that. Acts 26:22, having therefore obtained help of God, I continue unto this day, witnessing both to small and great, saying none other things than those which the prophet and Moses did say should come. Okay, talking about witnesses and Moses. And it's simple. Romans 1:9, for God is my witness, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayers. So this group, whoever's witnessing about Christ, they're only going to be about Christ. They don't talk about themselves and this and that, and I'm above you and all that stuff. Okay. And so they come in this spirit, like it says, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, for without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayers. Okay. And so they're going to be that type of people. Romans 2:15, which show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the mean while accusing or else excusing one another. And so the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness. So they're going to be very honorable people. Okay, the 2 witnesses. Romans 3:21, 21 plus 3 is 24, 44. But now the righteousness of God without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. So if the law is dead, then God's dead. Okay, so if the law is dead in his 2 witnesses, then the law is dead. Okay, and so just know that. Romans 8:16, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. 18 plus 16 is 24, 44. Romans 9 verse 1, I say the truth in Christ, I lie not, my conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost. Needless to say, again, they're not going to be liars. So if you tell one lie, you're not the 2 witnesses. Okay, and then everybody I see is telling lies. Okay, so it's like, it's not funny, but they're obviously not here yet. And we need them to appear, because that's when Christ will return. Romans 13:9, for this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. In 13 plus 9, 22, talking about evil people, that refers to the earth or earthly things. And so, or in 1 times 3 is 3 times 3 nines, 9 and 9, 666, talking about evil. 1 Corinthians 15:15, yea, and we found false witnesses of God, because we have testified of God that he raised up Christ, whom he raised not up. If so, be that the dead rise not. And so if Christ never rose from the dead, then there is no salvation. Okay. And that's in 15:15, 5:5 or 6:6, talking about the last days. So anybody that doesn't believe that, then they're Antichrist. And so that's most people. 2 Corinthians 13:1, this is the third time I'm coming to you. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. 13 plus 1 is 14. Okay. So the Most High is going to send his quote-unquote 3 representatives, Christ and his 2 witnesses. 1 Thessalonians 2:5, again, 2:5-55. For neither at any time use we flattering words, as you know, nor a cloak of covetousness, God is witness. So they're not about anything but God, okay? They're gonna like almost bore you with how simple, and honest they are and direct they are. And then the whole world's gonna be like, whatever, they don't care, okay? And so this is a very peculiar group of people, okay? They're described that way because they're like absurdly honest, okay? And then the world is absurdly filled with lies. And so that's why they can't mix. And so they kick them out, this world. And so Christ is a supreme example, and then they kill the 2 witnesses in Revelation 11. So it's a bumping of heads, and it's been like that from the beginning. 1 Thessalonians 2:10, ye are witnesses, and God also, how holy and justly and unblameably we behaved ourselves among you that believe. How holy and justly and unblameably we behaved. Okay, so just by their behavior, we're going to know who are the 2 witnesses and who are not the 2 witnesses. Okay. 1 Timothy 5:19, you add that together, 24:44, and again, against an elder receive not an accusation, but before 2 or 3 witnesses. 1 Timothy 6:12, fight the good fight of faith, lay hold on eternal life. 6:12, 12:66, 6:66 in the last days. Whereunto thou art also called, and hath professed a good profession before many witnesses. 1 Timothy 6:13, I give thee charge in the sight of God, who quickeneth all things, and before Christ Jesus, who before Pontius Pilate witnessed a good confession. So even in such incredible upcoming pain, Christ was level, okay? And he made a level earth. But, he was the same, okay? He didn't get like emotional and start blaming people and this and that. He knew exactly what he was there to do, okay? And so that's his character. And guess who he likes to be surrounded by? Big shocker, right? People that are like that too, okay? Like Moses and Elijah. 2 Timothy 2:2, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Okay, so anybody who's quote teaching the Bible and they don't behave, the way Christ behaves, dismiss them. Okay, bye. Thank you for your stupid opinion, and go away now. Titus 1:13, you have to get that's 14. This witness is true. Okay, and they're referencing 14. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. So when I get nasty with people, it's just to get rid of the riffraff. Okay, just get rid of them. Okay. And then there's no one left but God. Hebrews 2:4, again, 2:4-44. God also bearing that witness, both with signs and wonders and with diverse miracles and gifts of the Holy Spirit according to his own will. So God's going to empower his 2 witnesses to perform miracles. Okay. So, just know that. All right, this is the last set. Hebrews 7:8. And here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them, of whom it is witness that he liveth. Of whom that is witness that he liveth. Christ lives. Okay, that's what they're going to be witnessing. That Christ is alive and well. Okay, and he's about to establish his kingdom very, very soon. That's all they're going to be saying. Get ready for it. That's what we're saying too. Hebrews 10:15, whereof the Holy Ghost also is a witness to us, for after that he had said before. Hebrews 10:28, he that despised Moses' law died without mercy unto 2 or 3 witnesses. Again, talking about Moses and witnesses. Hebrews 11:4, again, 11 times 4 is 44. By faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it being dead yet speaketh. And by it he being dead yet speaketh. Again, Hebrews 11:4, 44. Hebrews 12:1, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. James 5:3, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. This money system is quote unquote cankered, okay? It's a false weight, and that's an abomination for God. And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days, okay? And so that's fire that's going to destroy body and soul, okay? According to Matthew 10:28 and Isaiah 10:18. 1 Peter 5:1, the elders are among you, which are among you, I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness unto the sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Okay, that's salvation. 1 John 1:2, for the life was manifested, and we have seen it, and bear witness, and show unto you that eternal life, which was with the Father, and was manifest unto us. John 12:1-2. 1 John 5:6, this is he that came by water and blood, even Christ Jesus, not by water only, but by water and blood. And it is the Spirit that bear witness, because the Spirit is truth. John 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 up front is 12. Okay, 12 disciples. 1 John 5:8, you add that together, you get 13, plus the 1 is 14. There are three that bear witness in earth, the Spirit, and the water, and the blood, and these three agree in one. So God's people are in agreement. Okay, one group doesn't believe Mystery Babylon is America, and the other believes it's the Vatican or something. Okay, they're not debating. Okay, they're all one. Okay, and Christ is one with the Father, and the two witnesses are one with Christ. 1 John 5:10, he that believeth on the Son of God hath a witness in himself. He that believeth not God hath made him a liar. And so anybody out there who doesn't believe in God, the Most High bringing his Son on earth, then they're a liar. And then you make God a liar. So either you're telling the truth or God's telling the truth. That's what this verse is saying. And so which one is it? You know, I'm asking anybody out there. You have to decide. Because he believed not the record that God gave of his Son. And so choose wisely. Okay, 1 John 5:10, you add those numbers together, you get 16. They're going to get Revelation 16 for anybody that calls God a liar. 3 John 1:6, which have borne witness of the charity before the church, whom if thou bring forward on their journey after a godly sort, thou shalt do well. Revelation 1:5, and from Jesus Christ, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead. So the top witness of the Most High is Jesus Christ. And then he has his two witnesses. This is where it says, when two or three gather together in your name, I'm there among them. And so this is the ultimate, three witnesses of the Most High. Okay. Jesus Christ, Moses, and Elijah. Okay. And they're all going to be in agreement. I'll read this again. Revelation 1:5, and from Jesus Christ, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood. Revelation 3:14, and unto the angel of the church of the Laodiceans write, these things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God. And so God's best and first idea was Christ. Okay. And then there was the creation. Okay. And so he is, like it says here, he's the ultimate, he's the first fruit. Okay. And of the Most High. Like it says here, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God. So the Most High created Christ. Revelation 11:3, and I'll give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. They're going to look modest, and they're going to be modest. And in Acts 1:10-11, they're going to be pure, okay, because they're wearing white. And so, again, that's an 11:3. 11 times 3 is 33. They're going to have power and dominion over this earth. God's going to give them power, like it says here. And they're going to prophesy for 1,260 days. Exactly. You set your watch to it. Okay. Revelation 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given to them. And I saw the souls of them which were beheaded for the witness of Jesus. And it's talking about witnesses of Jesus. And in Revelation 20:44, and the word of God, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark on their foreheads, in their mind, or in their hands, which in the Greek is kair, which talks about agency. It's not a literal hand. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. And so this is a group that goes through the Great Tribulation. Okay. And, they had to give up their life, okay, as their testimony. And, just know that. And so they did not take part in the beast system. And then they get to be part of this 1,000-year reign, where Christ is ruling the earth with with the elect. 144,000. Okay. And so, which this death has no power. Okay. So that's all the references, 167 references for witnesses. They all say the same thing, not a big shocker. And so let me say this again. The two witnesses in Revelation 11 are the two witnesses in Acts 1:10-11. And anybody teaching or thinking anything differently is Antichrist. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.